probably look like a failure. To your family, your friends, and let's be honest, probably to yourself as well. No money, no proof, no stability, and deep down you are wondering, are they right? Maybe they are right. But let me stop you right there. Here's the truth. You are failing by their standards. And that is exactly what it looks like when you're trying to build something different. So here's the story. So I have a twin brother. He's in China right now and he is studying medical. Great stuff. He's focused in doing his thing and I really respect him for that. Especially studying and doing that in a different whole random country like China. On the other side, I have an older brother who's working with my dad as a mechanic, and slowly but surely he'll probably take over the shop, and he probably already has. My third sibling, my sister, she just got married and she's about to have a baby. And the fourth, it's me. The rogue one. The wannabe different one. I tried to work with my dad. It didn't work out, so I quit. I went into trucking, wasted like 5 years. I hated every single second of it, quit. Wasted tens of thousands of dollars of my parents' money while trying to make it in trucking, to do my own thing. Wasted that. Invested a bunch of tens of thousands of dollars into Amazon. Amazon seller, lost that. Tried to make a Facebook ads agency, didn't go anywhere. Started trading, failed that. Started to flip watches, didn't go anywhere. You can think of every single business model and I've tried it and failed at it. Start of this year, I was in Pakistan, actually at my sister's wedding. And people would ask me, what do you do? And I would lie to them. I would tell them, oh yeah, I'm working in trucking. Oh, I work with my dad. Oh, I do this, I do that. While I was delivering Amazon packages. Just a DoorDash, but for a fancier company. I was embarrassed. Of course I was. But guess what? To them, it is embarrassing. To them, it is chaotic. To them, it is irresponsible. To them, it is unstable. Because they're judging a construction for a skyscraper while it's still in the foundation phase. While it's just getting to start. Here's the thing. Skyscrapers, when they start to get built, no one knows really if it'll ever complete. It's dusty. It looks like garbage. They literally demolished pretty nice looking building which already was there, probably livable, and now it's just a hole in the ground. There is random material all over. There's cranes, maybe some workers. No one walks by and says, oh, that looks like a great cool looking skyscraper, that looks beautiful. No one ever says that. But once the foundation gets built, once the framing is right there, once the glass is right there, the whole idea flips on its side. Now it's a landmark. Now it's the attraction of the city's skyline. Apparently it's one of the beautiful buildings there is. And that's our life. That's my life. That's your life. The ugly phase is part of the process. It's ugly. It's part of the process, not failure. When it's ugly, that doesn't mean you failed. That doesn't mean it's not going anywhere. When it's ugly, that means the process has started. So there are a couple phases to this analogy. Number one, the foundation stage. Oh my God. You're planning what kind of bricks you want to lay down. You're planning how long should the hole be in the ground. It's dirt, it's mud all over. You can't really take a car and go around it. Nope, can't do it. Maybe there are a couple workers doing a little work here and there. Maybe there's material laid down and it looks like actual crap. It looks like actual chaos. The invisible work, the late night of planning your content, your process, the detail of your budgeting. Oh, how much should I invest in my content? How much am I surviving on? How much is for the fuel for my car so I can keep my Amazon gig going? No one sees that. That's the foundations. Because to outsiders, you are just stuck. To outsiders, you are just a person with a hole in the ground. Stage number two, the framework stage. Now the foundation has completed. You have the office, you have the camera, you have the setup, you have the lights, you know how to go about your process. Visible. Everything is visible, but still ugly. There's no results. Sure, you may have beams on your buildings. Sure, you may have content, but there is no proof. You don't have views. The 200 views, the 400 views, you can't rely on it. You can't live on it. Still laughing. And you just have to keep believing in yourself. Number 3, the last stage, the finishing stage, where everyone tells you they knew. When everyone asks how. When people start saying, I knew you had it in you. When people saying, you know what? I saw it in you the whole time. While they never saw it when you were in the trenches, knee deeps in the mud, running out of cash, trying to wonder if you'll have enough this week to live off of. Wondering if I keep investing in this future of myself, will it ever pay off? But you kept going, you kept doing it. They never saw it then, but they now do. And that's okay, that as they should. Why would someone see it when it was all ugly? The society we live in, right? And of course they're gonna see it when there's something beautiful. Society we live in. That's okay, that's fine, that's part of life. But guess what? It doesn't matter what they think. At the bottom stage or at the finishing stage. You just have to stop expecting validation from outside. And if you get there, you just win by default. You have to be okay with it being ugly. You're just gonna have to man up and stomach that. You kind of look like an embarrassing child. You kind of look like a loser. You kind of are a chaos. Stomach it. You're going to have to. That's part of the process. You're not going to be validated in the start. That is literally the point. So be okay with it and it'll be easier for your journey. You win by default. You cannot compare your foundation stage to someone's tip-top building with parties going on and billionaires walking in. You can't compare that. 2 different stages. And guess what? When you have your building all tall and part of the skyline, guess what? Their building will be just one of the old buildings that is crumbling down and no one really wants to go there because like it's all old and like it smells like old people and it's weird, while you have your own new shiny thing. So stop comparing your foundation phase to someone's final stage. Be okay with process itself. They did it. They paid their price. Back then when they were building, they were probably looking at the older buildings than theirs the same way as you are, as I am. And we have to be okay with it. You are going to have to embrace the ugly stage as proof rather than failure. You are going to have to accept that your ugly phase is proof that you're building. So all these things we talked about, if you understand them and actually be like, oh, what? That makes sense. Here's the things you can expect. If you can survive the ugly phase, there's no worse. That's as bad as it gets. And you win by default. If you're okay with as bad as it gets, and you're okay with it, you're okay. You're winning by default. Most people quit here because it's embarrassing. Because you look like a loser. Because it's chaos. On some rough days, you tend to doubt yourself. And people quit. But that's the point. That's the process. You have to be okay with that. And guess what? Once you survive, once you endure, everyone will probably agree, be like, you know what? I believed it. I knew he had it. And as much as you don't want the outside validation, that will make it worth it. The fact that you are in that phase is the reason why you can't quit. Because that's a part of it. It's part of the process. It's part of the game. Imagine playing a video game and when it gets hard, you quit. It was programmed to be hard. That's the whole point, that it's hard. The fact that it's hard at times, it's by design. Be okay with it. So don't quit. Because one day the people who are just calling you embarrassing and calling you lost, point at it and act like they saw it the whole time. And that is exactly why I made my reset kit. It's linked down in the description. It's exact structure, exact systems that I use for my daily life. And it'll help me come to this stage of my life. This is my comeback. This can be yours too. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.